Alright, hello and welcome back to Fate's Grand Order, the Olympus, the Lostbelt 5, second half. Last time we managed to defeat Demeter and Aphrodite, but the big guy Zeus is still out there, and we've also gotten a few more X-Factors that have cropped up since, so we absolutely need to be prepared for what is to come. Souls to be equal in due course. Section 14. Souls to be equals in due course. Part 1. Oh boy, there's a lot of different parts here. At least this time we're going to be getting straight to some battles. Yeah, we had just defeated Aphrodite before. There, the Stymphalae have landed safely. How are you feeling, Master? Can you move? I'm fine. You don't have to worry about me. He's right. Senpai's vitals are stable, but how? His body still contains traces of the healing spell, so I guess the effects are being prolonged. Blavatsky knew it would be very dangerous for a human to take part in this, from proper human history to take part in this fight, so she did what she could to make sure they were well cared for as possible. I see, then we owe her a great deal indeed. Yeah, the Black Bullet is definitely our ace in the hole against the machine gods here, but as we mentioned, it takes a lot of our own power for it. And I imagine it's a lot, from what the implications were given before, I think it's more than just the command spell. Well, it's also taking some of our own vitality along with it, which is pretty dangerous, but, well, we didn't go here expecting it to be easy. See, well then we owe her a great deal indeed. However, there's still no telling how long these effects will last. We should avoid having Strelix push himself for too long. Right. Alright, luckily it looks like he can still move for now. Mind all getting off of the ship so I can miniaturize and put it away? After that, we'll head back home. There we go, a brilliant landing. Are you okay, Mash? Has your weapon cooled down yet? Yes, I'm fine. The gun barrel is completely cooled off. Here, Senpai, I'll help you back down to the ground. Excuse me while I pick you up. There. Okay, we're back on the ground. You did wonderful today, Senpai. Hey, thank you, Mash. You did a great job yourself. Oh, thank you. I'm glad our mission was a success. Fo. Damn, so that big red armor's all gone now, huh? I was looking forward to smashing it to bits. Should you get another chance, Canis, I would ask you kindly refrain from doing so. That armor will undoubtedly be a key component in Operation God Destroyer going forward, after all. We can only summon a huge boar temporarily since he uses a ton of magical energy. Basically, he's only a virtual noble phantasm, so it's hard to keep him materialized at all times. At least that's what Kentoki and Blavatsky said. I'm afraid we don't really understand any of it ourselves. Fo. Suppose really excited about huge boar. I suppose they must really like sort of giant things. Of course, who doesn't love giant robots? I suppose? Alright, we can continue this chat later. Right now, we need to return to the base as quickly as possible. Most of this district's citizens may be gone now, but it's only a matter of time until more soldiers and autonomous weapons make their way here. We completely exhaust our magical energy in our fight against Aphrodite, so our priority now is to recuperate. From there, we can plan our next objective. And what do you think there will be in next for you? Oh, it's you! Damn twins! The Dioscuri, are you okay, Holmes? Oh yes, if not for Canis' spear, my head would be tumbling across the floor right now. I must express my gratitude for that. Fo! Congratulations, we're going to kill you here. Come on guys, now, seriously? We just finished a battle against a machine god and we're worn out. Plus, there's no honor taking us out while we're completely exhausted. Don't be ridiculous, my swordsmanship is light itself. It's useless, no human could ever take us by surprise. I figured even Musashi knew they wouldn't care about honor. She was just trying to find an opening. If I were Ares, I might commend you for destroying 2 machine gods, 4 if you count the ones in Atlantis. You'll get no such praise from me. God destroyers, what a joke. Your effort amounts to nothing more than killing gods with the power of other gods. And if it weren't that bad enough, you brazenly using Cloromia. Go ahead, try to fire that black light at us. We are light. We are what shines forth in the wake of a storm. This is where God Destroyer Alliance shall die. Looks like they have... Alright, they do have help. I was wondering if they'd be by themselves or not. Ooh, or a person who tried to pull for the Dioscuri. Alright, we'll get the other Alex's help. And, I'm just gonna use Tamacat for this. But I might need the plug suit, so let's go ahead and bring that. Because I have the feeling this is not going to be the final battle against the Dioscuri. The Dioscuri are not full gods like the others. I really don't think they're going to be a problem. Alright, let's see if I can debuff the twins, because that's what I care about. Okay, yeah. Everything else will die when Tamacat uses her NP. Ooh, and she has a Brave Chain off the bat. Okay, this is definitely going to break the Dioscuri's, first break bar, so let's do it. There we go, overkill on the enemies.
Good morning.
Alright, that didn't break their break bar, unfortunately. Oh dang, I'm just a bit short. Damn it, just a bit short. Guardian of the Sea Voyagers. I'm not worried. I'll plug suit him out after this, but we first need to get rid of that break bar. Alright, now I should be able to get enough damage with the second Scott by plug suiting in my own Scotty. Oh, evade, you dicks. Alright, is this for a turn or for one turn? Yeah, reduce all damage to 0. Son of a biscuit. Whatever, just still replace him with my own Scotty. Here we are. It's not a big deal, but let's just get some crit stars. Alright, they only get one. The Dioscuri only get one attack because I left those enemies alive, and it didn't do anything. Nice for me. Actually, is the debuff for one turn? This means I can do this. There we are. Alright, the plug suit should do the trick. There we are. And she should get an instant 100% bar from the next turn thanks to the two Scotties. As long as one isn't killed, we're in good shape.
Good morning.
Yeah, one more NP from Tamacat and it's over. Easy. Honestly, these twins are far less threatening than the others. Oh crap, they got an full NP out of that. Of course they go for Tamacat. Oh, credit to them, that is the biggest threat. Now, who's the last one? Oh, him. This is not going to work. I should have just stunned them, but I don't have anything I can do now. Wait, what am I doing? I can still... Behind them is Jason. I can still do something there. I just need to buy some time, I guess. It doesn't matter. They're going to take out one of these supports sooner or later, and Jason will come in. And I should theoretically be able to win with Jason. Let's stun them for a turn here since they gain NP on hit. We'll go with a Brave Chain from Scotty. Oh yeah, hard defense doesn't work against the Dioscuri because they have Pierce and Vulnerability on their NP. This is probably the one that's not gonna make it, so let's use her NP. This isn't gonna make a difference, so let's see here. I should have a Scotty Brave Chain. Yes, I do. But let's go with Gate of Sky here, and protect everyone from one hit should be good. I'm one of those strange people who thinks that people don't give enough credit to Scotty's NP. It protects you from an AoE attack once, and that's really all it needs. So don't get me wrong, I do like that it got buffed. I just wish it got something a bit... I don't know what... If I had to have chosen the buff myself, I would have said they should have made the dodge last for a single turn and not a single hit. I don't know why they thought that was a good idea. Alright, let's go. I probably should have gone that first, but oh well. Reducing charge should be good. Sheesh. There's a Scotty Brave Chain here. I don't think she's gonna survive this turn, so let's do it this way and have her finish off the Dioscuri. Pretty sure the fight ends once the Dioscuri dies since they're the obvious boss here. Oh, it doesn't. Interesting. Well, it doesn't matter. It's not hard to... Yeah, one of these is gonna go down and... Do I have a Brave Chain from someone? Yeah, my Scotty has one, so let's use this on her. Might as well do this. Alright, my Skadoodles will take these guys out. I should have used your NP, but it's whatever. There we go. Take out one of the others, please. Really? Well, that's a big load of whatever. Gate of Sky. I do think Gate of Sky is better than most give credit for. I do think that doesn't mean I think it's amazing or anything. Oh, nice, a crit. At least the Origin Chimeras are all gone, so no more enemy Zerks. Oh, excellent. And now... Oh, MASH. Oh, right. Darn it. Well, so much for my evil plan. There we are. Moldy Camelot time. Whatever, we'll just beat this with face cards. Basic attack cards, I mean. She's about to go down, so I need to give this to someone else. Ash is fine. Black bullet. It's okay, but I still feel kinda... There we go. I still don't know why they insist on giving some damage dealing to a blatant tank character, but I guess they want her to be versatile? I don't know. There we go. And there's no way this one can stop us anymore. Here we go. We're just gonna turtle up then. Stacking Scotty's defense buff with mashes should make it very difficult for them to take out anyone, even with the Scotties both at low HP. Oh dang, that was a lucky crit. But hey, got the job done. Well, that was actually quite easy. I mean, I did beat it with a team of nothing but support casters, so I guess unintentional stall victory. Is that all you got? Well, no, you didn't even get to see Jason unleash his full power. Divine Spirit, oh, wow, I've never come up against a sword and shield made of light before. Magical energy is tough enough as it is, but the worst part is their insane speed, even their fists move like light. These two aren't at all like the machine gods who just grind away at you with their authority. They're just a ludicrously powerful servant. Think come compete with my sword, or Big Brother's shield? I don't know, if I remember right, Musashi is still the most powerful single-target saber in the entire game. And the Dioscuri are just right behind. To be fair, the Dioscuri are second place, which is not a bad place to be, all things considered, but at time of writing, the Japanese version is about to get a new saber, or set of saber twins, and if so, they could very easily take the Dioscuri's role. But who knows, maybe they'll be more supportive. You? Do you think you're competing now? How are you going to string enough moves together to cut us down? Go on, human sword fighter, tell me. The Nintenitsu. Nintenitsu Baritsu Beam. Well, the last part was only in jest, but it did take you by surprise, didn't it? Caligula? Hurrah! Hear me, O goddess. Luscious Stuticus Diana. That's Artemis's big brother. Worry not, Pollux. A little mental attack like this is nothing. Everyone, hurry. Smokescreen spell won't last. We need to fall back. Senpai. Let's go. Right. Honestly, I think we could have just beaten them right here and now, but that's... Curse. Ooh. How dare you escape from me not once but twice. Such insolence, such impudence, such irreverence. How dare you disrespect us like this, big brother. Caldera. I'll kill every last one of you myself. If I remember right, the sister is the Saber and the brother's actually an Avenger, which is why he's so angry all the time. Might as well grab this while I'm here. I'm slowly improving my quartz reserves for Astoria, so fingers crossed it'll be enough. Worst case, I guess I can just wait until the pity system arrives, but that's 2 years from now, which is at the time of streaming, that is. Because nothing like dating the stream immediately, right? You and me, we've been together since we were born. You're precious to me, no one could ever take your place. I even think at one point I could know your thoughts as if they were my own. So yeah, so they have the creepy twin mind meld thingy. Oh, but that was a long time ago. Now honestly, I can't really tell what you're thinking anymore, not clearly. Sometimes I guess right, sometimes I guess wrong, but either way, I trust you and I love you more than anyone in the world. No, more than any person ever has is or will be. The Great Orbital Shrine. Machina corridor. Damn them, their cursed nature. If this wasn't the great orbital shrine, we'd be burning to the ground as we speak. How dare that a mere human heroic spirit use noble phantasm to hinder my divine mind? Can you think of anything more humiliating, Pollux? Yes, it is terrible, big brother. But there's nothing we can do, since that noble phantasm also uses divine power. Has a noble phantasm derived from the moon goddess Artemis' Spiritron information warfare functionality? Of course, it'd be able to obstruct even us, even for a fleeting moment. But that was a singular occurrence. Now that we know about it, we've developed a resistance and it'll never work on us again. It's now officially so last season. So please calm yourself, big brother. Yes, you're right. We may have died and been reborn as her divine spirit, but Father's protection's still with us. That sort of imitation authority won't work on us twice. That is right, big brother. All that remains now is to find out where they're hiding. Indeed, once we do, we will snuff them all out once and for all. By the way, do we still not have permission to destroy the frontier zone? No, unfortunately. Queen Europa insists that as one of Olympus's production districts, it is too important to destroy. It seems the only way we'll be able to destroy an entire district is if one of Father's revelations permits it. Queen Europa, huh? She's got a lot of nerve for a fusion of heroic spirit and a god. How dare she be the one to speak for Father instead of proper gods like us? Whatever sort of connection she may have, proper human history, I still find her actions at the height of insolence. And so, damn it, everything is an insolence to you. And yes, I know that's because he's an Avenger, which means basically the difference between a Berserker and an Avenger is a Berserker has a general, just general madness to give them a buff to all stats, while Avengers have a more pointed, a more focused obsession, and that's what causes the Avenger to. And that's supposed to be what caused the Avengers to get the source of their power. They focus on one particular obsession or anger, rather than just losing anger that loses sight of everything, like a Berserker proper. I can imagine how poor Lady Hera must feel being fused with that. I wouldn't be able to stand it. Big brother, am I wrong, little sister? Well, no, big brother. What is it? These decisions come from mighty Zeus himself. I don't think it's our place to criticize him. Of course it's our place. I have every right to be angry. Big brother. Hard to believe I'm feeling a lot better about Canis than I am about the twins, but here we are. I honestly thought it was going to be the reverse when I saw them in action during Atlantis. Alright, here we go. Initiating God Destroyer Base Emergency Underground Move. Just a heads up, everyone, the whole place is going to shake even more than last time. Alright, since this was basically a maintenance machine and it was the underworld, it sounds like Hades was a underground maintenance sort of person. Interesting. Reconfirming emergency steps, everything checks out. Sorry about all the shaking, we need to get out of here as soon as possible. I'm really booking it this time. Really, doesn't seem that bad to me. How about you, Foe? Foe! Looks like you're doing fine too. Are you doing okay, Senpai? How are you feeling? A little unsteady, but I think that might just be the floor shaking. Oh, so you're dizzy? You might have some other symptoms. You should rest as soon as possible. Come now, let's find a place we can lie down. I see. No, Matt, she's fine. This is not like what he went through after shooting Demeter. This really is just the floor shaking that got him unsteady, that's all. Oh, thank goodness. Foe. Do you scurry? All I could do was run away yet again. Calm down, Makarios. All we ever do is run away again and again and again. How many times have been now? We're the only humans left in the whole alliance. I swore I'd avenge the others, but I'm no closer than I was back then. Maybe not, but he still saved our lives. Only because I can't have you guys die on us. Now that even the proper human history spirits are gone, you've all we've got left. Failure isn't an option. As much as I want revenge, the mission still comes first. Hey, I'd say that means you have your priorities straight. I'd say that's very admirable that you can keep focus even with all that anger. By the way, I need to tell you guys something. You know that smoke screen spell we used the first time? Well, we can't use it anymore. They've seen it too many times. Ah, really? That's too bad. Looked like it was even cutting off farsight spells and such. Foam. You mean these mystic codes that resemble portable cannons? I was most impressed at how effectively you employed them for both offensive and defensive purposes. Then again, I did not notice how you were swapping between the different spells of Magecraft bases with every shot, so I suppose this means you've used them all up? Yes, that's right. We worked with both Heroic Spirits and Collaborator to make sure the mystic codes we've been using. I'm still convinced the Collaborator may actually be Wodime, because he said he was confident that no matter what Zeus was attempt, he was going to lose, which is a big deal because Zeus can't succeed in order for Wodime to win. Despite them being allies for the moment, the fact their endgame is different means they will eventually come into conflict. And the fact Wodima is absolutely confident Zeus won't be a problem for him. They use Egypt, Scandinavian, Eastern European, Greek, Celtic, and Roman spells without relying on divine spirits. So your mystic codes can use magecraft from multiple different foundations in parallel. That kind of thing would be unthinkable in modern magecraft. Really, they sound more like incredible artifacts than they do mystic codes. That is doubtlessly why they were effective even against the gods, but unfortunately it seems that effectiveness was short-lived. It's the same with Caligula's Noble Phantasm. I don't think that'll work on them again. By now, the Dioscuri are sure to figure it out as a mental attack derived from Artemis' authority, so next time they'll be ready for it. I see, so the ancient twin gods have already seen through my Noble Phantasm. Oh? That's okay, Caligula is a lot better as a, basic attack. He's better at souping up his basic attacks and going to town on the enemy with that, rather than using his Noble Phantasm. Oh, foe! Hello, once again I've come back without waiting to be rebooted. Let me just launch right into an explanation. Time for Operation God Destroyer to enter its final phase. Thanks to you, the summoning circles are in place. All that remains is the final key, destroy Zeus. That means we need to finish the Grand Summon article. Fortunately, we can't with the Alliance's R&D skills alone. At this point, we can only hope the collaborators made significant progress with its construction. Well, at least something I do want to bring up before the story does. Since last time they mentioned that after Demeter died, Zeus took over her controls and started doing the same job she did, including resurrecting the dead Olympus civilians. If he does the same here, I think this might actually be a big part into trying to defeat him, because they already mentioned he uses the majority of his power to sustain Olympus and make sure everyone lives the idyllic lives. So by forcing him to split his focus even more, or that should mean he has a... I think that's our goal here, to create a very clear weakness to exploit. Unfortunately, we have no means of contacting the collaborator. Yeah. Huh? Bo? You're shitting us, right? You came all this way and now you're just leaving the rest of chance. So what, just moving all... So all this moving around we're doing this base really is just running away? Haha. This is great, I love flailing about and hoping I get lucky. You guys are even bigger heads than I thought. I can't remember last time I laughed this hard. You might be idiots or you're my kind of idiots. Well, I can understand where they're coming from, at least in terms of security. It just goes to show how cautious this collaborator is being with our identity. They must have a very important reason for keeping it secret. And that's precisely why I think it's, Wodime, or possibly one of the other cryptors. We already know it's not Kadok, because he was already helping us with whoever the collaborator is. Though, of course, I can make some educated guesses as to what that may be. Oh yeah? Go on then, let's hear them, and don't give any of your clever talk shit or the tongue, along with the rest of your head. To begin... Oh, so it was one of the cryptors. Okay, that's enough of that. What did he get here? Did he completely erase his presence? No, that's not it. He used some sort of spell to appear instantly. He's using some kind of Godspeed technique. A Jin Sokutsu. That's way too good for a mere human practitioner to perform. He must be pushing himself really hard to pull off this kind of magic stealth. Oh man, I didn't think I would change all that much even after I became a heroic spirit, but I guess this is part of my new magic resistance. Man, it's weird being this sensitive to spell work of some kind. The hell, aren't you one of the cryptors? After all the trouble I took to sneak past the heroic and divine spirits and jump in your base while it was moving, that's the welcome I get. I was hoping for a stiff cocktail, not a bunch of silly infighting. You really should have managed to learn at least a thing or two about style by now, right, Mashi? Pepe! Pepe, you're here in Olympus too? That's right, long time no see. Then again, it hasn't been that long after all, has it? It's only been about a year, given the story is supposed to be taking place in real time, more or less. Anyway, I don't need to bother introducing myself at this point, do I? So you remember Kadok, right? Basically, I'm the collaborator's other little helper. Yeah, then I have absolute confirmation it's Wodime. Yeah. Kadok all but begged me. He said you to come and get what you're looking for. Wait, does that mean what I think it means? I think so. You're exactly the last thing we need for the operation's final phase. You got it, huh? And the article you've been waiting for is just about to ready for you to come pick up. Hey, twin cuties, what are your names again? Makurus and Deli? Yeah, yes. You can move this place underground anywhere you like, right? Then I give you the exact coordinates right now. Oh, coordinates to where? Why, the collaborator's secret workshop / hideout, of course. Yeah, if all the cryptors are in on... If the more friendly of the cryptors are collaborating on this, then I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that Wodime's been playing both sides to his advantage this entire time. Another mixed node, so let's go with some more, yeah, casters here. Yeah, Tamacat is really durable against regular enemies, despite being a berserker, but it won't matter against an NP, that's for sure. Oh well. They may have delayed me by taking her out, but I still won, so haha on them. We've arrived on the designated coordinates. We're immediately beneath Altar Town in the middle of the city. We'll have to hoof it from here. Come on, everyone, get ready to leave. I want to see you all ready to be out the door in 30. Okay, 60 seconds. Looks like you're all set, Mashy. Yes, I'm ready. I'm equipped with the Ortonax. Good to go anytime, too. No problems here, either. I'm a sword fighter, after all. I'm always expecting a fight to break out at any time. So we're underneath Altar Town, huh? Adele, Macarius, can you tell us what this area of the city's like? This is right near where the gods reside. Altar Town sits at the center of Olympus, right beneath the orbital shrine, the bearer of the Cronus crown. There's a group of central shrines here that supervise all the branch shrines in the other districts, and the god's great orbital shrine lies directly above them. It's the area of the city that's closest to Zeus. So right beneath enemy territory, huh? And on top of all that, these coordinates aren't that deep underground. So the remains of Hades' protection are the weakest here, while Zeus's protection is at strongest. So that means things work differently in this part of the underground. That's what you're getting at? That's right. We'd be fine if we were just a little further down, but I'm guessing at this depth we're gonna have to walk. I'm afraid so. It won't be long of a trip. There's nothing I can do about the depth issue. Then we'll have to be extra careful. Don't forget, there are autonomous weapons lurking around here, too. It'll be major pain if one of them spots you, so if you see one before it sees you, yeah? You'll need to run for it immediately, because destroying it won't stop it from alerting the others. Darn, so we can't do the old stealth game knockout. Autonomous weapons? You mean the Argos? No, wait, we already destroyed the Argos. Ooh, yeah, right, good point. They must be talking about the mass destruction device's anti-personnel eradicators. They're all linked right up to Zeus's senses. Zeus may not be able to see in the underground directly, but he can sense what his machines see. Think of them as his eyes. They don't show up at the depths we normally hide the base, but we're shallow enough now that if they do show up, watch out there. Is it really an AI? I've never heard of one swapping between personas like that before. Fo. I'd say they're more like a trustworthy partner who keeps giving us plans of attack and secret weapons. They've already helped us a bunch so far. So you knows it too, huh? Samurai chick? Isn't there a saying for the sort of thing? Speak of the devil. Magical energy reading. 200 meters ahead, and far I can tell there don't seem to be any other paths alongside this tunnel. Our only choice is to meet head-on or retreat. Wow, this is exactly what I hate about this depth. Let's get out of here now. We'll look for another route before it notices us. Oh, this is such a pain in the ass. Can't we just kill this thing and get moving? Don't you think we would if we could? Don't worry, everything's fine. I've severed this device's connection to Zeus's neural network. To simplify matters, it's no longer online. That's not entirely true. I think there's some hacks so it seemed like it was still online. The point is, you don't need to worry about leaving it intact. Well, that's the best news I've heard all day. Just when I thought our only choice would run or hide, now we have a much better one. Whoever you are, I'm gonna assume Lady Cannon sent you here and trust that you're to help. How about you? Let's take this thing out and keep moving, then. Are you serious? You made that call faster than I thought. It's the right one, too. Just trust your intuition and keep going. Initiating Ortonax combat. Hostiles are 100 meters. Prepare to engage battle. Battle 1 out of 2. Yeah, this will be pretty easy, I think.
実はここ眠ってきたのである。どれにしようかな。全力これが
I guess I'd be best to use this to protect her from the sleep effect, and a quick brave chain will make things a bit easier. Just so I can get some face card crits if I need to. Now take him out.
Good morning.
Guess while I'm doing this, at the time of streaming, since it's already dated, the 5-star ticket, the SSR ticket, is still coming up in the NA server. still trying to think of who I'm gonna grab with it. Although I'm probably just going to go with a support that does something my team doesn't already have. Like, Napoleon would be a fun option I considered, for example, but I already have a bunch of archers that are pretty good, especially since archers are a pretty stacked class in the general sense. Might as well do it this way and hope they'll go. Yeah, I can't stop her from falling asleep, but I can at least. Oh yeah, that thing's dying with this NP now. Yeah, so Berserker Nightingale or the original caster Tammo no Mai seem like the best options for me, just because I don't have anything else on their team. And while I am aware that Castoria mostly replaces Tammo, she still gives a party-wide 30% NP damage buff on top of a rather nuts 80% arts damage buff. So there's definitely some value in that, even if I do successfully get Castoria. Yeah, a bunch of people are saving for Castoria. Isn't there someone a bit better? I don't play Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Actually, I haven't played that very much recently. Yeah, I think I should stick to Berserkers for this one. And still. Or you're a lazy master. You can never have too many Berserkers lying around. Alright, the hostile has been silenced. Wait, I'm picking up another reading 100 meters away, heading straight for high speed. Seems to me like another one that happened to find us rather than the last one calling for reinforcements. I'm fine taking it on, but how do you feel? How do I feel? I feel like I could take a couple hundred without breaking a sweat. Let's do this. I guess they figured hasn't been enough combat so far, so they need to make up for it with a bit more. Well, I don't mind. This is why I have Berserkers. Oops, I mistapped there. And we'll do it this way, just to make sure I get some good damage here. There we go, and now get a Brave Chain, since she's immune to the stun effect. Not bad, but she's gonna need another one to take that thing out. Yep, large scale annihilator. Well, unless her Brave Chain does, but I don't think it does. Yeah, it's not enough, unfortunately. Oh, dang. Maybe if I can get her to... Darn you. Dang, a tad short. Guess I'll go with the Scotty chain here. She should be able to finish off. Now that I think about it, the majority of my support seem to be using their Scotty at the first or second ascension, while I'm using mine at third. I'll stick to mine at third since she mentions it was an outfit specifically made by Odin, so I think it's closer to the Scotty portion and less the Skahak portion. I still really do like Scotty. I just wish they, I wish they did something with her besides making her Skahak, but with ice cream jokes. She's the only Lostbelt king in the story so far that's tried to find a peaceful solution and negotiate rather than, you know, try to destroy us. Oh my. Well, this is gonna be a little annoying, but let's do it anyways. Yeah, let's do it this way just so I get the full bonus. prevents the stun, boosts the healing from the NP, and here we go.
というわけで皆殺しだわ。本当にお昼休み7に来る。Good morning.
Oh my, that's an Origin Hydra.
つまり途中だな。他にやることないの？
どれにしようかな。
Well, balls. That's... Well, I guess I can do a Brave Chain with Waver here.
罠だ。計略だ。簡単すぎるんだよ。
Okay, good. She got the NP she needed.
全力これが手加減だ。玉文
This
字
should take them out, but if not, let's get a quick chain going. That way there's some more stars for the next turn.
というわけで皆殺しだわ。最初にお昼休み7に来る。
Overkill.
Good morning.
Flaming Arm of Dawn. Oh, what do you know? A free... Let's do it.
こういうこともできる。お任せしたな。これが答えだ。
Well, we have a Tamcat Brave Chain, so let's do precisely that, and that should be able to do the trick. Darn, not enough crits.
あれは嘘だ。
We'll do it this way so I can get both her NP and also some crit stars.
もろいもろい。こうだ。
I should probably put my Scotty in front instead of the support one, but they've been forcing a lot of supports in this chapter so far, so I just want to be prepared, I guess.
むよかろ。
Yeah, the 80%.
生スラッシャー。
罠だ。
Darn.
おうさ。命令
This should finish it.
これでも勝ちは勝ちだよな。うん。
Excellent, I'll definitely need that come the 5-star ticket. If I remember right, the 5-star ticket's technically only temporary unless you get them to their 3rd ascension, I think, and get Bond 5. But both those are pretty easy with my count being as it is. Raw. All hostiles down. I don't see any other hostiles in the area. The healing authority doesn't seem to be working on their means either. Of course not with me here. That prick Zeus might have taken over Demi's authority, but these things aren't going to be instantly healing themselves as long as I'm around. Can't say what's going to happen once we leave, of course, but at least you won't have to worry about them while I'm here. And stop reassuring you punks. It's pretty messed up if that's what I'm doing. Must be getting off my old age, haha. It was already destroyed. Do you really need to hit it again? Mind your own damn business. Besides, once you chop a guy's head off after you've already taken... Besides, didn't you once chop a guy's head off after you already took him down? Oh, that was me tying up loose ends. Loose ends? Are you serious? The battle's over, Master. You did great. By the way, about that giant hand we fought. Haven't we seen those in the simulator before? Yes, it looked just like the ones we've seen in the simulator. Now, from what I've been told, it's a mock enemy archetype created in Chaldea's combat simulator since the simulator first began operating. We've also encountered similar-looking hostile enemies near the ley lines of some singularities. It's still unclear where the design comes from. Oh, foe! Yep, it sure was a big hand. Oh. Here I thought it was my chance to pet him. Okay, everyone, great work. Sure, I may not have helped, it was a good show. So shall we be going then? Oh, and then again, maybe we should just ask the owner of this little hideout for directions. The owner? Yes, that's fine with me. Of course, my secret workshop is just ahead, so you don't have much further to go. Just keep going ahead. Don't worry, the door is unlocked. Welcome, Storylands and Chaldea, to my great Prometheus Faustus workshop. Fo? Faustus, I thought you were destroyed in Atlantis. Yes, a version of me was destroyed, but that was more of a backup version of me which resides there. That was more backup version of me which resides here. Didn't that version tell you another version existed back before it met its end? Oh, that's right, you did. You said there was another separate unit for you here in Olympus. There you go, I am that separate unit. Though strictly speaking, I should say I'm more of a transcendent unit, because this is very intriguing. It sounds like you've come across my hands, even in proper human history. Your hands, fo. Ah, the giant hand was yours? Well, being one of the 12 Olympians' own hands explains why it was so huge. Those were your hands, Hephaestus? Oh, no, not mine. I'm sorry if my choice of words confused you. They're replicas of my hands from back when I was just Prometheus, before I became Prometheus Hephaestus. It seems that version of me, the one that is Prometheus from proper human history, was bestowing wisdom and experience on you. What a fascinating connection. Right, Prometheus, the god of wisdom, said to give humanity the gift of fire. That enormous hand-shaped enemy we've been known to encounter in the combat simulator is Prometheus' hand of wisdom, yes. Here in the Lostbelt, it's the only remains of my former self. But in proper human history, I'm sure it's doing everything it can to aid humanity in time of crisis. Oh, but we do have to be careful. Well, back in Atlantis, we were warned that the one in Olympus is much different from the one in Atlantis, which we have to be careful of. I don't know what to say except, thank you. Well, thank you, Prometheus. Not at all. After all, it is my proper human history self, not me. Now, go on. This may not be quite the reason you had in mind. We welcome my workshop nonetheless. You may who continue to defy the gods. The way he put that is very ominous, I'd say. There's definitely something similar here. That reminds me of the temple remains we saw in Atlantis. Fo. Does this mean this whole workshop is actually your brain, Prometheus? Hephaestus. I suppose is right. In one sense, I suppose it's been a long time, Chaldeans. As for you, God Destroyer Alliance, it is nice to meet you. So Hephaestus was the only one that this version of Aphrodite had any love for. Very interesting one. If I remember the legend right, Hephaestus was born with a bad leg, and so he's pretty much cast out for being ugly. Later version of the story decided to make him more ugly in the general sense, so that the dislike towards him wouldn't be so quite so petty. over just a bad leg. As for you, Goddess Alliance, it is nice to meet you. Same here. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, O God of Knowledge and God of the Forge. Do not worry, either's fine. My current state, I'm neither, both and either, and well both. Say, to me, you're sounding a lot less mechanical. Oh, don't worry about that. My speech patterns sound different because Prometheus' brain is the primary operator for this facility. In that sense, I suppose I really did die once, or at least your database intelligence that caused itself, Bossus did. So in proper human history, Prometheus was said to be the god of knowledge who bestowed wisdom upon humanity. Presumably, that here in the Lostbelt, you managed to survive by fusing one of the gods who fell in the Olympia Machia. That is right, I fused with Hephaestus, who's been taken prisoner after the Machia ended. Seems I wasn't able to disclose such top-secret information at Atlantis, but I take it you're sharing this information with the Alliance. That is a wise decision. That's a wise decision. Yes, well, I'm afraid we have precious little to share in that regard when it comes to Lostbelts. Indeed, we are practically starved for information. So it would seem, I haven't really been following this side of things too closely. That means you're the God Destroyer Alliance collaborator we've been hearing so much about. I'm collaborating with the Alliance, yes. Notice how he didn't exactly say I'm the collaborator. He just said he is collaborating with the Alliance. In that case, thank you for saving our bacon. The 7 link really helped us out a ton. Might not have been enough to win it without it alone. We definitely could have won without it. I'm sure we're definitely going to meet a grand summon article being taken off your hands too. Pardon me if I might, there's still one more thing I'd like to know. The first time we encountered the gods of Olympus, we were saved in part by a dissident noise. I noticed that it interfered directly with Olympus's god-made ley line, therefore it seemed quite effective. Ah, so you noticed that, did you? And since neither Macarius nor Adelaide seem to possess such a thing, I can only conclude it belongs to you. Tell me, would we be able to borrow it? Don't bother, that ain't never gonna work on them again. Yeah, that's a completely different way of speaking in slang. That was a special mystic code built on Orpheus's built on the heroic spirit Orpheus's magical magecraft. Fortunately, now that we've used it once, we can't use it again. It's just like a smoke screens. Might not be completely useless, but it won't work that well again. I see. So I didn't realize you've been using such a valuable thing to help us. Okay, Mash, it had to be done. Adele. Fofo. Ah, what is it? That little furball just wants to jump on you. Get away from her. Oh my, what has got into you, little one? Develop a weakness for pretty faces in such a short time since we last met. Oh. Well, if nothing else, glad to see you alive and well, Hephaestus. For the time being, I can promise you that this unit is running just fine. In the meantime, I'm both proud and impressed you made your way all the way here to Olympus. In Atlantis, you defeated Artemis and Poseidon. In Olympus, you've defeated Demeter and Aphrodite. Now that you've triumphed over so many mechanical gods, you're practically at Zeus's throat. What you've accomplished so far is nothing short of amazing. Just one more thing I'd like to ask you. Did Aphrodite say anything about me? Well, in proper human history is mythology, Aphrodite was the goddess of love and beauty, as well as Faustus' wife. I gather from your question you've had a similar relationship with her in this Lostbelt. That was a very long time ago. At this point, I'm just about a mind without an Aletheia. I don't blame you for harming my wife at all. However, she may have changed after the Olympia Machia. However much she may have changed, she was still the woman I once loved. She was very loving herself, once. She didn't say her name right before she died, at least. I see. Now then, about the Grand Summon article. Oh damn, he sure moves on quick. Of course he does. We get cold-blooded. These things don't even have blood. They might look human. Just because they might look human sometimes doesn't mean they are. And just like people never know what it's like to be a beast, no god will know what it's like to be a human. And if one did, they'd be exceptional exceptions. Really, these things are just overgrown piles of junk that happen to know a thing or two thanks to their authority. It doesn't matter if they're a god that sprang up natural from the earth or a mechanical one that came from space. They're all nothing more than containers that huge ass power we call authority. So yeah, of course this guy's gonna be quick as hell to move on. Yeah, Canis absolutely has a bone to pick with these guys. You think the sea could ever know how a person feels or a freaking storm? Of course not. And there you have it. Canis, you must be the one who gained Poseidon's protection. Come now, there's no reason we can't be friendly. I admit that Poseidon could certainly behave in, let's say, less than admirable ways, but don't you talk to me about him. Shut up and give the summon thing already a pile of scrap. Once you hand it over, I'll end your miserable life, go on my merry way. Well, some little punk's feeling grumpy today. Did not get a full lunch or something? If you need a quick meal to fix yourself up, you can take mine. Oh, watch that spear. You could poke somebody's eye out with that thing. Careful. Wait, who's that? You touched my spear. Who the hell are you, an assassin? No, that's not right. Who's that, and how did they sneak up on Canis? I don't sense any bloodlust or hostile intent, but something about this guy seems... Did someone sneak up behind Canis? Yes, Senpai, but I'm positive there wasn't anyone there until a moment ago. What's this feeling? Whoever this guy is, he's no ordinary spirit. What the hell are you? Me? This here is the god of the forge workshop. Of course you're gonna need a smithy to work in it. Fact is, I was just in the middle of casting something for that old pile of scrap, as you put it. So who are you, a customer? If you are, then you ought to mind your manners. I don't do business unless I hear a please and thank you. In the meantime, why don't you put that big stick of yours away? It ain't a bad piece of work, no sense in wasting it on some old geezer like me. It's Miramasa from your Senji Miramasa. First appeared in Shimosa. Oh my, now that's quite a big name. I wouldn't say geezer fits by any means, either. Wait, Pepe, we've seen him before. That's an alter ego. He's a heroic spirit who helped Senpai back in Shimosa, and now he's one of the foreign god's disciples. What? Senji Miramasa. Oh! Eesh, maybe this is my payback for spending my whole life in the forge. Sure, I always had faith in the Makari, but that alone doesn't explain how I end up an alter ego. Now I'm glorified errand boy for something called the foreign god. If that weren't bad enough, it's made me an enemy of humanity itself. If it weren't so damn tragic, it'd almost be funny. Still, at least I got to meet a true god of the forge out of this deal. Though my excitement sure tapered off when he turned out to be a half-fossilized gizmo. Hell, he's more like an old man that's been around about as long as most gods. You know, there's something really sad about an old man calling you an already old man calling an old man. Does the smithing skill have to come with a does smithing skill just have to come with a foul mouth? Hey now, didn't mean anything by it. How about I give that bald head of yours some good polish to make it up? I am not bald. Master, he seems to be, he's definitely not like any of the other, or foreign god disciples. So you're one of the foreign god's alter ego disciples, huh? Miramasa I knew used to complain about materializing as a saber, so I guess you make up for it by being an alter ego this time? You sure get around for an old guy. So what are you actually doing here? Is it just a coincidence we ran into you, or is it more than that? Are you lying in wait to take care of Chaldea or something for the foreign god's way, or something like that? You know, that's actually a good question. I want to honor my mentor's requests, but I also can't ignore my duties as a disciple of foreign god, so do I sell things now or do I be on my way? What do you think, Chrome Dome? Wait, Chrome Dome? So, Muramasa, my very last apprentice in Chaldea, the ones who carry on my proper human history self's hopes, share a bond even I couldn't predict. As the god of knowledge, I find this fascinating, but it seems it has the Chaldeans on edge. Not that I can blame them, given they're up against, another god. Right, plus that Zeus fellow says I gotta come in too and serve him up as an offering if I come up across them. Alter ego Senji Miramasa. No matter what he says about not lying in wait for us, he's still the foreign god's disciple, which makes him an enemy. I should probably think of him as a whole other Miramasa, a different spirit origin altogether from the one I knew. But, hey, you, tough-looking swordsman. You recognize his face? Don't tell me you knew this body's original owner. Nah, that probably ain't it. I guess you met me during a past materialization or something. Well, whatever went on with that, I ain't got a single memory of it. Still, I should thank you all the same. Must have really liked me, seeing as how you're keeping your hands off your swords even under these circumstances. Never would have thought a Neo like you would go easy on an enemy standing right in front of you. Huh? Dang, he must be a fan. He must have been looking forward to Neo 3. Ah, he's near our enemy? The hell did he just say? I believe he just said thank you. Oh! So you're not our enemy after all? Nope, at least not for now, but I ain't your ally either, so don't go getting those lines mixed up. The hell? What is going on here? No fighting, no killing? How do you get off saying that kind of shit after you already picked a fight? Me, I didn't pick a fight, just wanted to take care of that weapon of yours. Well, I guess a blacksmith would care about weapon upkeep. What's our deal anyway? A kid that's old at heart? And you're in with Alex and the samurai chick? I forget, I don't know, I don't care, and I'm bored. Wake me up when things get interesting again. I, too, know nothing of this man whatsoever. True, I've never met a heroic spirit by this name before, either. He's definitely a lot like the other alter egos, though. Yeah, the other two are kind of, let's just say they're, on a whole other level. You think I give a shit if you lot agree with me or not? I'm turning my spirit form and going to sleep. Senshimura Masa, alter ego, I heard your name back in Atlantis, but I never would have guessed you'd remain neutral. Another fascinating phenomenon. Been open discussions on the table, Mr. Muramasa. There's things I'd like to confirm with you. For example, can we assume you won't be sharing the knowledge of our arrival here with the other alter egos? Didn't I tell you at this moment I'm just another smithy? Can't be bothered to worry about anything else till I'm done with the job I signed on to. See, well, we greatly appreciate that. Hold up. Hey, you, the one hiding in the shadows, who might you be? I can tell you're not even trying to erase your presence. Why don't you come out and say hi? Hoot hoot. Mechanical Owl, the same model Kadok had with him. That must also be the device that was used to set off Orpheus' spell. It would seem its master day is neither Kadok nor Pepe. Yes, that's right. That sacred owl has been entrusted to me. Good day, Chaldeans. I believe this is our second time meeting in person. I am Europa. I am a shrine maiden and queen to Zeus, ruler of the interstellar mountainous city of Olympus, and the God Destroyer Alliance's collaborator. Oh, that was a bit different than I was expecting. But I was at least correct. Hephaestus just collaborates. He isn't the collaborator, quote unquote. The Grand Workshop, Souls to be equals to. Section 16. Souls to be equals in due course. Part 3. Hoot hoot. Let me grab a drink real quick. I've been talking for a while now. There we are. Have a soda with me, so it's pretty convenient. Oh, fo. Hoot hoot. Fo fo. It's nice to see you getting along so well with Minerva, foe. Is this the first bird friend you've ever made? Just try not to jump on her too much. Hoot hoot. Oh? So that mechanical owl was a terminal for Athena, huh? Because there was some kind of... Here I thought it was some kind of weapon or something. I mean, it was that owl that made the sound that let us escape from the gods at one time, right? Yes, you could also say it's also a weapon. Oh? It's part of the authority Athena left behind. At this point, it's simply a terminal with no knowledge of its godly nature. It's still able to interfere with the god-made ley line synchronizing with Prometheus, Phasius. Now that you mention it, there is something about that owl that reminds me of Paris's Apollo terminal, the one that helped us in Atlantis. Maybe there's something about maybe that's something all the coexistent faction gods' terminals have in common. Well, they're both definitely very adorable. Yes, I think so too. Now then, Chaldeans, us Destroyer Alliance members, I must apologize for keeping my identity secret all this time. Even though we have put our fates in each other's hands, I regret that I did not even show you my face until now. And if that weren't bad enough, I even put your lives in danger last time we met. Please pay it no mind. Now that we know you're actually something of a spy, we cannot blame you for trying to maintain your cover. If anything, I must applaud you for maintaining to do so in the face of omnipotent God. Well, we wouldn't be alive now if it wasn't for that owl. So if anything, I'm grateful to you. Me too, back when we first came face to face with the gods, I didn't think we would have survived if the owl hadn't intervened. Oh yeah, they would have chewed us up like some soggy udon. You definitely saved us. It's alright, Lady Europa, please hold your head high. Yeah, the Alliance would have fallen apart some time ago if you hadn't helped us. Don't worry, we know you're not like Zeus and we don't hold a grudge against you. Thank you, everyone. It may not be my place to say anything since I didn't experience the tragedy of Machia for myself, but even despite that, I could no longer bear to simply remain on the sidelines any longer. Hoot hoot hoot. Thank you, Minerva. I'm Europa, heroic spirit of proper human history. Though Lord Zeus of this Lostbelt may care for me, he's not the Zeus I knew from proper human history. He rejected his duty to entrust the fate of this world to humanity and decided to rule everything himself. I find that a clear sign he thinks humans weak and incapable of fending for ourselves. As you surely know, Lady Europa, all of Europe is said to be named after you. Proper human history, Zeus fell in love with you and chose you to serve as queen. You even eventually gave birth to founding kings of many other dynasties. I suspect that as progenitor to all of Europe, you feel a duty to watch over humanity and that you still feel strongly connected to them. No doubt that's why you had no choice but to defy nature itself. Humanity, proper human history. Truth be told, I'm not entirely sure myself. Fact is, I love all people, not only those from proper human, but this Lost Belt as well. Even if there's no Europe to be found in this Lost Belt, I still love Adele and Macarios and every other Olympian as though they were my own children. Lady Europa. That is why I cannot accept Zeus' decision. I cannot let him continue to keep my children close without allowing them a chance to grow. I can understand the urge to keep children young and innocent, for that's a dream many parents have at times, but to actually do so, to actually keep them stilted and suspended for a span of 10,000 years, that is something I cannot and will not tolerate, not even if it was what Zeus himself decided was best. Lady Demeter once expressed this belief as well. In response, Zeus recalibrated her divine core, causing her to go mad. Do you mean to say Zeus has made modifications to the other gods as well, then? Yes, he has. It was Zeus burning Lady Aphrodite that made her forget how to love, and caused her to lose one of her two sides. It's said that there were 4 gods who stood by Zeus in the Olympia Machia, but in reality, the reality could not be further from the truth. In truth, none of them stood with Zeus. So he killed 5, brought the remaining 5 over to his side with sheer force. The remaining 5, hold on. Then the gods who survived the 4th war were Artemis, Poseidon, Demeter, and Aphrodite. And me, Hephaestus, though in my case Zeus chose not to destroy me completely, but kept my brain alive in order to help me run Olympus more efficiently. Though of course, for my part, I've been synchronizing up with Prometheus and cutting off Zeus' supervision network. Together, he and I became the Alliance as collaborators. So we're talking about a god who controls people and the other gods, huh? Yikes. I hope you could forgive me for speaking so plainly in front of you, Your Majesty. Of course, frankly, I felt the same way for a long time. Dang, I guess even in an alternate timeline, Zeus can't help being a massive dick to everyone. No, Lord Zeus was so loving in proper human history, but here in this Lost Belt. Yeah, I mean, for all his flaws, he did fall in love enough to sleep with everything that moves. That's some kind of love, right? Well, not really, but I don't know. I guess Zeus is kind of in any timeline is what we're learning here. Joe's become something truly frightening. Now no one can reason with him, not even me or Lady Hera. Lady Europa. It is still too soon to weep tears of sorrow, great Mother Europa. Now that we are here together at last, we shall be the ones to finally slay him. So please, dry your tears, O loving Europa, for our alliance is joined by Chaldea. Your tears will be much sweeter when they are tears of victory. Please don't cry, Europa. Caligula's right, it's too soon to cry. Thank you, Caligula, and thank you, You're right, you're so right. There'll be plenty of time for tears later. I'm now here to lend you my aid. Prometheus Ephesus, I'll now offer you all the magical energy I've saved up all these years. You just complete the Grand Summon article. Oh, and one more thing. Shield Maiden of Chaldea, Mash Chirolite. Yes. I have a present for you. Oh, but it's not for me. No, this is a parting gift from the goddess Athena. Well, she was a goddess of shield, often depicted with a shield, so hopefully she'll have a good buff to grant. Okie dokie, I'm gonna head back now. I'd love to stay for dinner, but I'm afraid I'll have to take a rain check. Too many prying eyes and keen noses in the orbital shrine. Wondering where little old me might be after all. Fo. Are you going to miss me, Fo? Fun. Well, you're no fun, but I wouldn't have you any other way. Anyway, Queen Europa, I'll let you know if there's any news from over there, so you just take your time. That could probably just raise suspicion if we went back together. Oh, I'm gonna leave Minerva here, so use her to warp out of here in case of emergency, okay? Alright then, ta-ta for now. See you later, Mashy. I think Pepe might be my favorite of the cryptors. It's a shame that Pepe won't be here to join us, but if you'd like, I'll be happy to cook dinner for you all tonight. I'm sure you must be starving. You'll cook for us? Oh! Come to think of it, we haven't had anything since lunch. Oh, now that you mention it, we haven't we? I've completely slipped my mind. I'm so sorry, Senpai. Eating is crucial for you to keep up your strength. I never should have let you go long without any food. Don't forget to keep up your own strength, Miss Carlite. Remember, a demi-servant still differs from a standard servant in numerous ways. Right. Thank you for thinking of me, Holmes. But we definitely can't do anything on an empty stomach, so all in favor of having a bite to eat. So I'm all in favor. As said Lady Rope, having you personally cook for us feels kind of wrong somehow? Alright, were you just joking? Some kind of Greek humor? Huh? Oh, no, I promise you it was no jest. I truly do mean it. I may not know any cooking spells, but I am fused with Lady Hera now. And while Lady Hestia may not have been quite as skilled as a cook of Lady Hestia, the goddess of the hearth, she's still the goddess of the home. So if nothing else, I should make sure that every dish is brimming with divine protection. I see. Then we'll help you cook. It'll be our pleasure. Right. Are you sure it's okay for us to join you, Lady Europa? Of course, I'm sure there'll be enough food to go around. Isn't that right, Prometheus? Oh, certainly. I've had an apprentice staying here for over a year now. There should be more than enough for everyone. Do you mean Mr. Murmasa? That's right. Even though he's a heroic spirit, he's still in the habit of eating meals regularly. While he's not smithing, he's usually making some dish or others from a place called the Far East. He's been using my workshop's small garden to grow soybeans and rice, and as of late, he's also been making miso and sake. You said it was a year, right? Alright, so yeah, so over a year of in-game time is how long that the alter egos have been there, it seems, or at least Miramasa himself. Because last year there was Lostbelt 4, and we had to deal with the caster of Limbo at that time. Oh my, that sounds perfect for Japanese culture. I've never had Japanese cuisine. I've never had Japanese food before. Would you mind telling me how to make it, Miramasa? Oh, well, sure, I can walk you through while making my own meal, but didn't you say you were gonna do the cooking tonight? Might as well join you. I can show you how to cook rice and miso soup anytime. Great, I'm gonna hold you that. Sure thing. You're right. You're right, different sort when you're not around Zeus. It's really throwing me off. Fo. What is it, you that hungry? Fo! Is something wrong, Adele? Oh no, I was just a little lost in thought. I still can't believe the Queen Europa herself was our collaborator, or that she's gonna cook for us. Up until today, I never would have imagined such a thing. You know, it's strange. I know this might sound a little odd, but ever since you all came here, I've been remembering what it was like to enjoy myself. Only remembering? Yes, this is what it was like 10,000 years ago, back when we never knew what might happen. Each day wasn't a foregone conclusion. Back when today was different from yesterday, and you knew that tomorrow would be different for today. You're right, sister, I never thought the day would come when we'd actually get to slay those gods, and I never thought that you'd be standing in the kitchen happily cooking away again either. It's all thanks to you guys. Thank you, Mash. Thank you. I'm so glad we rescued you. Oh. I'm really glad you did too. I'm not what we'd have done without it. Got you. Are you all done talking? That I'd like to everyone who's willing to help come with me, please. Right. Coming, Makarios? Yeah, okay, I'll help too. Wonderful, I'm thrilled to see you all such helpful children. Now let's go make something scrumptious. Now we do have to be careful. They're here. Now then. While the others are busy preparing dinner, I'd like you to check my notes in the Lostbelt against your database. Assuming that's alright with you, of course, Hephaestus. Me? Well, since I have been tasked with supervising construction of the article, I guess I've got time to spare. Though my mental resources are sufficient for multitasking, I can answer questions without slowing production. The grand summoning article should be ready by tomorrow morning, no problem. So, sage of proper human history, what do you wish to ask me? I see. Yes, your theory about the continent of Atlantis is correct, as is your understanding of each Machia. And then, as I originally suspected, you and the other gods were originally supposed to lose your true mechanical bodies during the second Machia. Exactly, about 10,000 years ago when we fought the white ruin that descended from the sky, the Titan Safar. It was apparently supposed to wipe out the entire prehistoric civilization, gods and humans alike, at least in proper human history. But we defeated it, and in doing so managed to keep our Aletheia, our mechanical god bodies, as you call them. Just a moment, did you see a prehistoric civilization? I sure did. And that must be the lost civilization of Atlantis that disappeared during the second Lucas Machia. It is indeed. Oh wow, this huge discovery. Then your hypothesis was right, Holmes. So the mythical continent of Atlantis really did exist. I see, so it was destroyed in the second Machia, not sunk by the wrath of gods as Pluto would have it. My data on the Great Floods comes from proper human history, not this Lostbelt. I heard there were 2 floods in total, but I don't know all the details. You'd have to ask our proper human history counterpart about those. Assuming you ever get a chance to meet them in your future travel, of course. Understood. While the chances of summoning a demiurge level divine spirit are slim, I will hope for the best. You know, all this talk about the second Machia really takes me back. That was one of the fiercest battles I've ever fought. The White Ruin came from space, was ruthless in its quest to destroy everything. Yeah, Safar was sent by the Black Star, or Velbar. Yeah, the invader was called Safar, or perhaps Saphir. Yeah, I actually did, unfortunately I lost the recordings for it, but I actually did stream Fate Extella on this channel at one point. But unfortunately, before I began saving my VODs. That said, because it was one of those Dynasty Warriors type games, it honestly wasn't as enjoyable as I was kind of hoping. Don't get me wrong, it was nice playing as all those different servants and all their different movesets and stuff. But, well, let me put it this way. A friend of mine said they're great as long as you only play one of them. I do have some friends who are bigger fans of them, but unfortunately I'm not a huge fan, so while there is an Extella Link that I technically haven't played yet, and even has some servants from this game I'd like to see more of, like Arjuna, and ones that aren't in this game yet, like, the Paladin Charlemagne, unfortunately I'm just, I'm not sure I'd enjoy it enough. Apologies for any fans of Dynasty Warrior games. Space, Was it anything like the foreign god, perhaps? Not at all. The foreign god's trees of emptiness are still composed of a structure which we can understand. But the White Ruin structure was far beyond the comprehension of any intelligence on this planet. It has nothing to do with Chaldea's endeavor, so there's no reason to trouble yourself. Yeah, basically saying that, yeah, this is all only relevant to the Fate Extella timeline, so you don't have to worry about this. It's in this game. It came here for the full purpose of destroying us and this world's prehistoric civilization. There's no life form on Earth that would stand up to it. We gods only managed to survive because Zeus succeeded at becoming an omnipotent, competent god at the right moment. Composite? Oh! Yes, a combination of other gods. Do you not already know that? We mechanical gods all possess the ability to combine with one another, Voltron style. Or at least we did, anyways. In fact, we all originally used to be a single being named Chaos. Oh! Incidentally, our survival and conflict capabilities tend to improve the closer we get to our Chaos roots. As evidence, the previous generation of Titan-class warships were even sturdier than we are. I see. So Chaos was originally some giant combined mech, but then it split up into the different gods here. That's interesting. But Zeus is in a class of his own. He's the omnipotent supreme being, a demiurge who wields the thunderbolts. He defeated the Titans, stole the holy vessel Cronus Crown, the mark of their flagship that ties our entire pantheon together, and even managed to obliterate the White Ruin. Yes, the only reason we 12 Olympians were able to defeat the White Runes because Zeus served as the core piece of our fusion. So what you're saying is, oh, Zeus is really damn strong. Indeed. If nothing else, I can tell you that in this Lost Belt, he has wielded power capable of obliterating an enemy from beyond this very planet. Even if he should happen to lose all the other composite gods, he's still the greatest and most powerful of all. Well, the good news, at least, is they don't have the ability to combine into chaos anymore, since all pieces of... It's basically Voltron if 4 of the lions were destroyed. Though they might be able to take some sort of connection to... Might be able to do something, but it won't be nearly as good. And like I said before, because Aphrodite is now down, then he's taken over hers and Demeter's jobs, which means he's going to be so busy with Atlantis, we might be able to sneak attack and weaken him. And that was good. I've eaten all sorts of ages and places, and your cooking, Lady Europa, was some of the best I've ever had. Man, when I first got to Olympus, I never thought I'd get to have a great breakfast, lunch, and dinner each day. Well, I guess I never did end up having lunch today, but this is dinner more than made up for it. Oh, tell me textures and flavors I've never tasted before. They really were. It was like culinary techniques that had been honed to perfection over Olympus's 10,000-year history were concentrated in every bite. It made me feel as if I was tasting history itself. The bread in particular was like nothing I've ever imagined for today. Thank you so much, Queen Europa. This has been an invaluable experience. Oh no, I didn't do anything special.